Hey guys, Zach here. Hopefully you guys like the new video camera I'm currently shooting on. It's a Canon PowerShot SX160. I'm reading the side IS. If you guys would like to purchase it, I'll probably put a link down below wherever it goes. Hopefully my editing skills got better. I'm currently running on Final Cut Pro. Hopefully that is a better editing system than the editing system I was using before. But that's not why I'm here today. The reason is I'm here to review the movie Thor, The Dark World, not Thor the original, which that'll be for another day. But here we go with the review. Basically, the premise is after the Avengers happened, Thor took Loki back to Asgard, and now you have your movie. Actually, that's not even the synopsis of it, but basically, there's this matter. It's called the ether. It's spelled Aether, not Ether. That's another way. That was in like Final Fantasy and stuff like that, RPG games. The ether is a matter that can turn the world into darkness, is the universes, and the villain of the movie Malekith, or I think that's his name, Malekith. I'll put a picture up here of him, played by Christopher Eccleston, very good actor. Very underdeveloped in this movie, if I say so myself. But his character is trying to destroy all the worlds, basically a villain plot in any movie. To destroy all the worlds into darkness, and he's got his own little minions with him and a very strong ally in his number one soldier, which I thought was a better villain overall than the actual villain played by Christopher Eccleston, which I think for the most part should have been switched up. I think the guy that Thor fought in the movie, and it's not a spoiler because he fights both of them, that he fights is a better villain than the main villain Malekith. You also have Loki, who kind of plays a villain and kind of doesn't. Him and Thor have to team up like in the trailer. And you have the father-son conflict again with Thor and Odin. And you have kind of a mother-son kind of tiff between Loki and his mother in the movie, played by Renee Russo. She gives a great performance. She's kind of a little badass in this movie, which I thought was awesome. You also have Thor, played by Chris Hemsworth, who gives another great performance as the God of Thunder. I thought he was very... He's basically if Superman was good all the time, even though Superman is good all the time. I'm talking about Man of Steel Superman, but he's basically Marvel's answer to Superman, and I think that's pretty cool. I think Superman is a little overrated in my opinion. I think Thor kind of has a different layer to his character than Superman would. You also have Odin, played by Anthony Hopkins, who gives kind of a crazy performance. He's like, you have him at one point where he's like silently saying something like, "Hey, I gotta talk to you in a slow voice," and then you have him yelling like, you need to go kill him." Thor, he doesn't say that in the movie, but I'm just saying. Then you have, quite honestly, the best performance in this movie, which is played by Tom Hiddleston, played as Loki, who has become the Joker of the Marvel Universe. Honestly, this guy is giving great performances. He was one of the best villains in the Marvel Universe. Actually, he probably is the best villain in the Marvel Universe. You got this guy who's got a dramatic backstory, which I like. You have to have damaged characters, and I think Tom Hiddleston gives a very damaged performance to Loki. If you've seen the first one, you would understand. Then you had the Avengers, where he was a great villain, even though he was kind of overclipped by the aliens towards the end of the movie. He was pretty good as the villain, and he wasn't the... I can't really say he was the villain in this movie, as he was kind of teaming up with Thor, and then something happened. I'm not going to spoil that. I might do a spoiler-filled movie review later. But Hiddleston was the best part of the movie. Loki is... It's kind of... At this point, you have to say Loki is the best part of any movie he's in. He was probably the best part in the Avengers, the best part of Thor 1, and now the best part of Thor 2. Excuse me. Then you have Natalie Portman playing Jane Foster again. She gives a good performance. She's not like the main focus of the movie. Actually, I can't even say that. She's kind of a big part of the movie. When you see it, you guys will understand why, if you haven't already seen it, because it's been out for a week now. And you have Kat Dennings in this movie, Chris O'Dowd, which she gives a kind of a funny performance. I'm kind of wearing my Avengers shirt right now, if you guys can see this. I got better lighting now, so this is great. And then the directing, I think it wasn't the same guy. It's not Kenneth Branagh from the first one who for a Marvel movie he did a pretty good job. I just didn't like the Dutch camera angles where you would go slanted. It's like if I took the camera right now and just did that throughout most of the review. I think Battlefield Earth is a great representation of how you can do that very wrong. But Kenneth Branagh did a great job in the first one. But I think the guy they got to direct this movie, I can't remember his name. I'll put a picture of him and his name like right here once I get my editing skills up. But yeah, he did a great job. The cinematography, this movie looks fantastic. I mean, they made Asgard look even better than the first one, which I thought they couldn't even do. The guy that directed this also directed a couple episodes of Game of Thrones. You could see this with the battle sequences because honestly, these are the best battle sequences in any Marvel movie I've seen in a long time. That includes Superman, or not Superman, he's in DC. Sorry about that, didn't mean to do that. You got the Avengers, which had some good battle sequences. You had the Iron Man series, which was okay in their battle sequences. You had Captain America, which I wasn't a big fan of Captain America, just going to be honest. And then the Hulk movies. The Hulk, I think, had the second best in all the Marvel movies. But this one was really good. This was probably my favorite superhero battle sequences I've ever seen in a superhero movie. And then you have the performances were good. Obviously, the directing was great. The problems I had with this movie, it wasn't as good as the first one. I'm just gonna say that now. The first one was a big surprise to me. I hadn't watched it when it first came out. I watched it actually a week ago to get prepared for this movie because I wanted to know the backstory of everything and see what they could do. I liked the whole storyline of the first one better. Loki was a better villain than Malekith, played by Christopher Eccleston in this movie. Tom Hiddleston is a better villain overall. He knows how to own the role. He knows how to own this. And there's another flaw of this movie that there was not enough Loki in this movie. I think towards the end they kind of fixed that when him and Thor have to finally team up. But throughout the entire first half, you see him for maybe 5-6 minutes in the movie, and that's kind of sucks because Tom Hiddleston, great actor, should have him more stuff. And there's this part in the movie where it drains you, and you're like, oh my god, did that really just happen? Not gonna spoil anything. Go see it yourself. So, with that being said, there's obviously problems with this movie. I think it's a little too. It's actually not too long. It gets from point A to point B very quickly. The villain is very cookie cutter. You don't really get a sense of this guy this guy is going to be a great villain and he needs to take over the world. He's not a great villain. His apprentice was very good. I forget the guy's name, but he was very good in this movie. He put up more of a fight to Thor than the actual villain did. So Marvel has a tendency to have very underwhelming villains. You got a lot of the Iron Man villains were very underwhelming. Captain America's Red Skull was very underwhelming. Hulk, the other Hulk, I forget his name. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. But yeah, there's very underdeveloped villains, and I'm hoping with the Avengers 2, the Ultron movie, that I hope Ultron, James Spader, who's a fantastic actor, if you haven't checked him out, there's a show he's on right now called The Blacklist where he's the best part about it. But I hope they can get back to good villains as they did with Loki, and I hope that movie is going to be just as good, maybe as the Avengers one, but maybe even better. But when we're talking about Thor 2 today, so my rating, if you haven't been on my channel before, I have a 5-tier rating. It's clearance item, red box, DVD, Blu-ray, and must-see. I was leaning toward a high DVD because of what I described as some problems in this movie, but I will give it a low Blu-ray. It just reached up because of what happens with Loki in this movie. I really enjoyed that. I think there was a couple twists and turns that I was not expecting. It actually kind of shocked me how well they pulled it off. I should have seen it coming, but I didn't. But I want to thank you guys so much for watching. This channel is going to be upgrading a lot soon. What I mean by that is, as you can see, I got a new camera. Lighting is a lot better on these videos. I think I have to make it a point to make these videos a lot better looking for you guys, because I believe in the fact that if you have a better looking video, people will watch your videos anymore. And if the audio is good on this, I'm going to keep the audio the same way. If not, I might get a lapel mic. But that's just behind the scenes stuff, because these videos are very important to me, and I know they're important to a lot of people because I've gotten messages over the last couple months. Where have you been, Zach? Where have you been, Zach? I miss your videos. Your reviews are what get me through the week, and I think that's awesome. Thank you guys so much for sending me those well wishes, and I hope you guys continue to watch my videos. I'm looking for an intro to do soon, an outro, something along the lines. There's going to be guest stars on the show. I actually have a buddy of mine coming on to do 2 reviews next week, which will be Captain Phillips and the Hunger Games movie. And I'm going to be putting out a lot of reviews next week of movies that I've watched this year that I haven't been able to put up to the channel. This will include Star Trek Into Darkness, The Way Back, Fruitvale Station, and other movies that I've seen, The World's End, stuff that I haven't put on my channel that you have a lot to look forward to. Because by the end of the year, I want to make a 2-part kind of best and worst movies, like I did like at the beginning of this year. And 2014 will be a better year, and hopefully by the middle of 2014, I can have a channel that you guys and I can be proud of. And right now, it's in the beginning stages. It's in the middle. We were at the beginning throughout this year, and I did pretty well. But I want to take this to the next level, and I hope you guys can understand that and agree. And I hope you guys enjoy this review. I'm Zach. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys tune into my next review, which will be, I don't know. I'll decide next time.